Hello everyone, my name is Mariola Orejo and on behalf of O2C and Sales Operation Change Management and Communication team, I have the pleasure of hosting today's podcast in GBS Gdańsk, having with us a very special guest who is highly experienced, professional with many years of dedication in his field, significantly contributed in many initiatives and projects that shaped our organization. Respected work and capability lead that inspires our colleagues with his expertise and vision. I would say the one and only Tomasz Zdziech.
I'm blushing right now, so many nice things.
Thank you, Tomasz, first of all, for accepting our invitation
Pleasure.
for this podcast. We have prepared some questions, and as an introduction path, let's just start with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share your journey with the organization and what leads you to the current role?
It's been a long journey. So I joined 2014, which already makes me nervous because it's 12 years. In a week exactly, I have my 12th anniversary. So it went super quickly because I still feel like a kind of like a new joiner and person still continuously learning. But back then the world was a bit different, much calmer pace. I was actually changing GBSs back then, leaving one company and joining Bayer as an accountant for AR for Poland at the very beginning. And it's funny because I'm still collaborating with a couple of colleagues from that times, currently still holding roles in Bayer Poland. When I joined, I didn't spend that much time doing Polish AR because it was very quick that I was offered to go on a transition to Barcelona to move Bayer Vital processes from Barcelona to Gdańsk. It was the project GEC 2015 that was also like shaping our GBS organization back then. And from then it started. So among those 12 years, I was in AR was not there. I was an accountant, senior accountant, an expert, then a senior expert. Then I shifted process to a bit more IT driven called charging and billing that we also transferred from Germany and Berlin. And then I got an opportunity to lead my original team, AR3, still remember the name, responsible for Bayer Vital, Jena Farm, German legal entities, Austria and Switzerland, which was a nice mixture, also forcing me to work on my German because it's sometimes difficult to really have a candid, open, frank conversation only in English. So I must say that German language skills helped a lot to open up and build the really cool relationship that I hold to this day, actually. And then another opportunity came with IPSE 2020 that we started growing from AR into order to cash. And then I was asked to start creating global hubs for credit. So back then it took me some time, but I had a really lovely department based in Costa Rica, Gdańsk, Manila, Dalian and Bangalore. And it all took some time until AOP happened. So when our colleague from Consumer Pharma left for Accenture, and then we started to shape our crop science organization that initially was 8 in Gdańsk. Now I stopped counting when we reached 30. And then expanding continuously until this very day. So here I am currently in a couple of different hats as a community lead for sales operations, for CO ECCD, but also serving as a local manager here in Gdańsk for an extended product supply and intelligent automation department, doing a lot of different cool initiatives with great people. So that's me.
Incredible, excited story. And what challenges have you faced in your role and how did you overcome them?
I think the challenge, if you think about the role of a team lead, of operations manager, of community lead nowadays, basically you get paid to solve issues. This is your role. Not really go that deep in the operations, however that helps, but really you have no idea what comes every single day, what kind of challenge or issue you have. Of course, there are some repetitive issues. There are some struggles, as always when we work in diverse teams, there are always struggles that we need to solve. But as long as people are open-minded and willing to solve those issues, it's not a problem. The biggest challenge, maybe the AOP project was one of those that I remember. Maybe not the biggest one, but definitely the most impactful, because it was very intense. It had a lot of people changes, which are always painful. And it also changed something that we were already during the implementation phase. So we were, let's say, half the way during the certain transitions, certain discussions, and then basically, literally from day to day, you get an information stop, which was like feeling that you invested a lot of time, your people invested a lot of time, and then suddenly it's put to stop, and then you don't really know what the future perspective is. Was kind of difficult and challenging, but hey, nowadays we know that there is nothing more sustainable than a change. We live even more in change now than we did in the past. So it was also a learning curve for myself to understand that even if the change is challenging and difficult to process, it may end up being better.
And connected to your sentence, what helps you the most when working in an environment of constant change and challenges?
Accepting and embracing the change in the end. So I think that it all boils down to the mindset. And honestly, even now in this new DSO world, I think this specific mindset, the flexible mindset and openness to change is crucial. So if you are unable to process a small change, you will not be able to process a bigger change. And those changes are happening and will be happening, and they will be scaling up. We need to be agile because the world is agile. The world is changing from day to day, and we see it every day. So keep your minds open. Remember that we are all playing in the same team, having a common goal, and it will be all fine.
Okay, and is there any particular situation, fun fact, or event from buyer journey that stuck in your memory the most that you would like to share with the audience?
Maybe something that I still to this day believe was the biggest career starter for me. And I mentioned it already, that I joined as an accountant for Poland. And then I was asked to participate in a transition, to go to Barcelona. And it's really funny because back then I was asked by my boss, would you like to go spend half a year in Barcelona? And it took me maybe 4 seconds to say yes. And only then I realized that I have still, I would say, a conversation back home, still with my fiance back then. Honey, good news, bad news. Good news, there's a cool development opportunity. Bad news, I'm gone for the next 6 months. So I accepted really quickly. Then I had a conversation back home. Luckily, the conversation went well. That's why I'm still here. And I went there. But to me, it's also a thought that I still hold dear in my career, that in case the opportunity arises, you either grab it, or you cannot be sad or disappointed that you are not progressing.
Okay, and now stepping out of the work-related topics, how do you recharge your batteries in your free time to bring the positive spirit and energy to the team?
That's crucial. That's crucial. Like I do a lot. I'm actually a person that doesn't sit still that much. 2 points I think that are most important to my psychological saneness, not to go crazy. First is traveling. Second is scuba diving, and actually both of them work together. So basically, on the one hand, nothing brings me more pleasure than going somewhere, meeting new people, experiencing how others live and how it all works out for them. Scuba diving is a passion I hold since 2011 right now, which is also a terribly long time. Nowadays, I'm also an instructor, so after hours I'm teaching scuba diving, I'm bringing groups to some cool places. It really helps me to calm down, because nothing what's better than water when you are submerging and you feel all the troubles and issues like remaining on the surface while you are going underwater. Because underwater, what means a lot is being calm, being very procedural, being concentrated on the task and getting out in one piece basically, and taking other people in one piece as well outside. So it's from the typical day-to-day where you have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of issues to challenge. Sometimes those challenges go from day to day, from week to week, sometimes even from month to month. There it's kind of simple. There is a simple task: survive and have fun, and that's it. And you just tick it off and then enjoy your day.
And as much as I know you, Tomek, I believe that adrenaline gives you the best reset.
It does indeed. Maybe it's also a topic of you do in free time something you don't typically do on a daily basis. So I have friends who are working, for example, as contractors, renovating apartments, and for them, when I ask them for holiday plans, it's always all-inclusive resort or a hotel or somewhere where I'm just lying down on a sunbed. They bring me good food, they bring me good drink, and I don't have to do anything. To me, and you guys also know it, we sit a lot in front of our computers. If I had to sit for another 8 hours a day, then I would go insane.
Okay.
So I need to physically do something in order to force myself to be a bit more active and healthy.
Yes, with that positive thought, we come to the last question. What advice would you give to new employees who are just starting our careers with our company? What advice? I think all in all, everything boils down to the mindset. I think if you think about skills, like those hardcore skills, like, I don't know, AI, Excel, SAP, this is something you will build. This comes, like, you can learn that because we all learned it in the end. What is something that you need to have is a right mindset. You need to be open, naturally open. So if you are every day forcing yourself to be open to change, to other people, it may be challenging to develop further. But if you are coming to work curious, and whatever you do also brings even more curiosity on, but yes, I'm clicking in the system, but why? What is the reason behind? Why do I do it? How do I influence what's happening? And you start drilling down and trying to research, being genuinely curious about either process or people, you'll be fine. Be open, be curious, be open for others, and that's all. Thank you, Tomek, for the engaging content, and thank you once again for accepting our invitation. We are happy to have you. I hope our listeners gained as much from this conversation as I did. Thank you, everyone for being with us. Please leave some comments under the video. How do you find our initiative? Lovely to have you with us, and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.